Hi, my name is Duke and I'm the CEO and founder of Fungies. So today I'm going to show you how to add mobile game assets to your store and start selling your in-game app purchases, your subscriptions outside of app stores so that you can save 30% commission from Google or Apple. So let's get started. So first of all, you have to create your workspace, but I guess you have already done that. Now let's head to website builder and see how your store looks like. I've chosen the blank space template, but obviously you can use templates that we have built for you right here. So you can choose that from a list of gaming templates that we have already developed. Remember to upload your logo. For example, here let's say I'm going to choose this logo and let's call it mobile game store, and there we go. You have to save the changes and you can also now publish this web store. So remember, you can add any page sections you would want to. So let's start with recent products. It will show all the products that have recently been added to the web store. So here's that section. Obviously it's empty because we haven't added any products yet. So let's call it recent products. So save changes. Now refresh that and you will see your store being visible for the public. You can access all the features such as search, explore. The customers can sign in and they also add products to the cart. So getting back to the store builder. So let's make the store names visible. Go to header and check this store name visible and click save changes. Now go to the store, just refresh that and you will see the name visible. There are a lot of options for you to customize your store. You can customize, of course, your banner right here. You can change the image of that banner. You can change the URL link for the YouTube video section. You can also change the background of each section, as you can see right here. Background image can be changed. So there are lots of options for you to customize your store, including these buttons on the store as well as the background of the store. So once you've done that, click on save changes and all the changes will be reflected on the store. So that's part one, how your store will look like. Obviously you can customize that according to your own games, branding, and now let's start adding products. Now we have to navigate to products and game assets. Create your first project. So a project is a game, so you can add many projects, many games in one place. So let's name it Minionverse, and is a mobile game store. Add your logo of the game and create project. Now it's done. You can see all the projects right here. You can select the projects that you want. Obviously you can also create another one if you would like to. So let's create your first asset. So click on create assets. You can choose between virtual item and virtual currency. So as an example here, gold times 1,000, and then let's add some gold. You can also use a video as a cover video, so you can paste in any video from your game, or an MP4 or any animation of that gold that I've just pasted here. Let's delete it for now. You of course can add many more assets to the gallery visible on the product page. So let's create this product. So I want the name to be more generic. Let's say gold, because I want to later on create more variants and offers. Variants can be 1,000 goals, 5,000 goals, and so on and so forth. So let's create a variant for 1,000 gold. So this is the variant for 1,000 gold. An SKU or internal ID can be used later on in your API or your webhooks to correctly recognize that item that was sold on the web store. This is very important information that will get your backend to know which item was sold on the web store, and thus you can reward that item in the game. So we have 1,000 gold variant, and let's create a 2,000 gold variant. This one is going to have much more gold on that, and with the internal ID or SKU of 2334. So that's going to be the second variant of that. In order to, so let's, so you can't view the product yet. So let's go to the store. You will see that in recent products, a product was just created. It is gold. It is not yet visible. So let's get back and create an offer. So in order to create an offer, which means the price and the regions for it, you'll need to set up your Stripe account. Go ahead, click that set up Stripe account, and then go over the onboarding process of the Stripe account. Once you're done with that, you can go back and at last create an offer. How does Stripe work with us? So every time a customer goes to your web store and buys a certain product, the funds will come to our Stripe master account, and then we will instantly pay out to your Stripe account. And then from your Stripe account, you can pay out to your bank account or your credit card. It happens automatically once in 24 hours, or you can request payout manually via the dashboard. So once you have set up your Stripe account, now you can create the offer for the golds that you're selling through the web store. So let's make it discounted price. So let's say on the App Store or on the Play or Apple's App Store, you are selling for $39 for 1,000 gold. Right? You can save or choose the variant up from here. So each offer has to be connected with some variant. So in this case, we're going to choose 2,000 gold. So in the App Store, it costs $39. On the web store, we got it for $19. So 51% discount via App Store. So let's choose the platform on which you're selling those golds. It's going to be your official website, and it's going to be in for Europe players only. So save offer. Obviously, you have to set up the price for those 2,000 golds and save offer. And now you have the price for 2,000 gold. So let's create the price for 1,000 gold. So on the App Store, it's going to be $29. Here, it's going to cost $9. So 69% discount. And it's going to be available for European players. To remember to add the SKU or internal ID so that you will know which type of gold has been sold and what transaction has been recorded on our backend. So click view the product, and you will be able to see how the product looks like on the web store. The user will be able to choose between 2000 golds and 1000 golds in this manner. So if they choose 2000 golds, it will show the price and the discount for 2000 golds. If he or she chooses 1000 golds, it will be, the price will be get updated. And the user, of course, they can add as much quantity as possible. So in order to add the required fields such as user ID or server ID to the product page, you need to head over to the dashboard and then head over to game assets, choose the project or the game that you have just added and click edit, and then click add fields. So let's say you want to have a text field of like user ID. You can label that user ID, put in user ID now, which indicates that the user have to do it. The key required is user ID, and then you also have to put the regex used for validating users input to match your field format. It could be numbers, or it could be currencies. Validation URL used for validating users input on your server must return 200 status code for valid. Any other status codes will be treated as invalid, and validation URL secret. If you are on the marketing team and you don't know how to set this up, ask your developer to do it. Click on save, click on update project, and all the products from this project will have a required field of user ID. So let's refresh that on the store of the goals that we have added. So now this user ID input will be visible on the store, and the user won't be able to apply that item before putting in the correct user ID by your server's backend. We have the option to verify that if the user ID exists or not. If you need that, reach out to us via email or via our Discord channel, and we can help that sort it out. So the user now can add the item to the cart. In fact, he or she can add multiple items to different users if he or she wants to. So now that the user has added all necessary items and have the user IDs input to appropriate fields, they can change the cart quantities of the items that they're just buying right now. They can also use a discount code which can be generated through the developer dashboard. In order to generate that discount code, head over to discounts on the left side, create code, let's say 50 off, and the code is going to be 50 off, which will be entitled the user to 50% discount on the products or the whole cart that they have added. So the code is 50 off. Let's check it out. Click activate, and then the user will get 50% off from all the items that is in his cart. By proceeding to the second step of the checkout process, they can provide their credit card details and their emails, to which they will receive the notification about the transaction. So once the transaction goes through, they will get a message about the success of that transaction, a huge button, get product, and they will now be able to redeem the product in the game. So this step is not necessary. They should now return to the game, and they should confirm that the item has arrived to their inventory. So you, as a mobile game developer, you should add a pop-up inside the game that records this transaction. I'm going to tell you how to connect with your game's backend right now. So in order to communicate with your game's backend, your mobile game's backend, we use something called Webhooks. So in order to create a Webhooks, you should go over to Webhooks on the left side and click on Create a Webhook. You should point to the URL which the webhook will send the post request to, and a secret key used to sign the webhook payload. So once you have successfully done that, you'll see a list of webhooks, and also every time there's a successful transaction on the backend, this set of information will be sent to the webhook, to that URL, and then you can use that data about the user ID, about the item ID, and also the value of the transaction to your game's backend. So in this example, we have the type payment success. So it means that the transaction went through with 2 essentially orders in that checkout worth in total in this indicated number. So that's all. Once you send that information to the game's backend, of course, now is the time to reward that player, show him appropriate pop-up information if the transaction went through, and he or she should get that item in their inventory. So let's sign in with the account that has been generated. The user will now be logged into the store, and he or she will see their order history on the upper right corner of the menu. So if you go through the order history, you can see the transaction that has just been made for a total value of 34.44 in gross. So the taxes are automatically calculated and automatically collected by our system, and we are also merchant of record, so we are responsible for filing those taxes in appropriate jurisdictions.